On this ninth day of Christmas, what does Sandy Mom have for you? Oh, well, let me tell you, O Tannenbaum is a very hard song to sing. I feel so bad I never kept up on the German, at least this song. My apologies to anyone that is German. Very, very hard song. Now, if I could play it and sing with it, I could do it, but you can't do that, so here I shall try a few lines. I'm sorry, I'm going to screw it up. Then I will sing a little in English. I didn't know there's all kinds of versions of O Christmas Tree in English. But we shall see. We shall see what happens here. Okay? Okay, let's go. O Tannenbaum, wie truth in deiner Blätter. Very good. Let me sing it one more time. Hey, that I did pretty good considering the hard words. So let's see. O Tannenbaum, wie truth in deiner Blätter. Pretty good remembering. Well, that's all I learned for this time. So I'm going to do probably one verse of O Christmas Tree because it feels like I have like a canker sore, but I can't see it on my top lip and my gum, and it hurts. And to sing this song, apparently, in English, is hurting me, so I'm sorry in advance how awful it's going to sound, but I love to sing. Ugh. Sorry again in advance. It really hurts. I don't know. I don't see a canker sore, but something is wrong and it hurts. So let us see how good I can do this with it hurting. Oh Christmas tree, you stand in splendid beauty. Oh Christmas tree, you stand in splendid beauty. Your branches green in summer's glow, and evergreen in winter's snow. Sorry. Oh Christmas tree, you stand in splendid beauty. Way off melody. Sorry. I am so sorry. And I cannot play it back to see how awful it is. So, we shall just leave it at that. And hope it is not too dreadful. If it is, just plug your ears or enjoy. Enjoy someone who is struggling so bad and still wants to try to sing in this thing. I don't know what it is, but it is hurting. That's the last thing I need is to go to the dentist and have yet another kind of bill. Oh, ach du Leben. My Uncle Günther, ach du Leben. Gesundheit. I think Gesundheit means God bless you when you sneeze. Oh, what other German words do I know? See, when my cousin was alive, we never talked German. I don't know why. We should have. Let me see. What else do I know in German? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like that. Sorry. This thing hurts. What else? Bitte? Bitte is thank you or you're welcome. Maybe. I don't know. Dankeschön. Oh, there's a song called Dankeschön. Who sings it? I think a Hawaiian guy. Oh, Dankeschön. Does anyone know? Is anyone German? Let me know. But for now, there you go. I tried the German. Actually, it sounds pretty good. I mean, I don't say the melody or my voice, but the way it was pronounced is very close. Well, it's really good the way you sing it in German. Now, if I didn't have this whatever in my mouth that's killing me, maybe it would have been better. Oh, everything fell. Good Lord. You know, I work so hard on these vlogs to make it as best I can because it's ridiculous. The bottom of the cover is ripping, so it's all in the back where it shows. I try to put a light, the last light I have, and then the thing falls. It's on a little stand which was broken to begin with. I don't know. I'm very thankful someone let me borrow this to do my thing with. But anyhow, what I was going to talk about. So today is December 9th. And there is the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And no, don't worry, this is not a religious channel. It just happened to be, I think the other day I was talking about, oh yeah, it was about that St. Nicholas Day. How many of your children did St. Nicholas Day, your grandchildren? Let me know. Or don't. Being a little sarcastic there. Anyhow, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception is exactly as it says. We know that Mary and Joseph went to the stable so she could give birth. But the thing was, it was an immaculate conception. And we all know what that means, because this channel is not for children, but in case you have a child that's snuck in the room or is listening, we don't want to give that kind of lesson here today. So I thought it was always on December 9th, because something horrible happened to me one year on December 9th, and it reminded me of this. But I guess it falls on the second Sunday of Advent. Now, I didn't know that. It's something I learned new when I went to look it up, because, sometimes Sandy Mom does have to look things up. If I don't know something, I'm going to look it up. But anyhow, so I looked it up, and I thought it was the 8th, and it said it's this year the 9th, because it's the second week of Advent. And since we're kind of talking about my traditions, back in the day, especially in my first marriage, we had an Advent calendar. And I guess we had more of that kind of stuff because my kids went to a Catholic school in my first marriage. My second, they went to terrible, lousy, disgusting public schools. Nothing against if your kids went to public schools, but these ones here suck. All the stories I could tell you, but anyhow. So you have, make like a little wreath thing on the table. This sits on the table, and you have 4 candles. And every year I would call the deacon's wife because I would always forget. I guess I could have looked it up. But they either have 3 pink candles and 1 purple, or 3 purples and 1 pink. But I think it's 3 pink and 1 purple. For me, it makes sense for some reason. But anyhow, so in that year, and I don't remember the year right now, which is good, which means I'm forgetting bad things. I was pregnant that year when it was in December 8th. And I remember my brother-in-law, so this was my first marriage, I remember my brother-in-law came over to, I think it was, we gave him our shed. We had a big shed, and my first husband, like I said, he was always working, and he wasn't really that handy. So I bought a shed, and I thought I could put it together. And then I opened it up, and there were like 2 million screws, and there's no way I could put it together. So I had, my brother-in-law came to get it and bring it to his place. He was very handy. He helped out a lot. He was a really wonderful person. Sadly, he passed away not that long ago. But anyhow, so he was here. My mom was here. My husband was there, and whatever kids that I had at that time were here. And I remember I all of a sudden started getting like these cramps. And trying to think how many kids I had at the time. I think it was my 3rd or 4th pregnancy. I don't know, but I had some kids already. So I had these terrible cramps. So I sat on my bed, and then I lay down on the bed, and all of a sudden I felt like a gush. Okay, this is TMI if you don't want to hear about body fluids. And anyhow, that gush happened to be blood. And I remember I called out to my first husband, say, let's get it straight here. We're talking about my first marriage, so it would be always, I'm talking about my first husband here. So anyhow, I called out to him. I said, help, please come. And he came, and my brother-in-law came along with him. And my first husband would get really nervous when things like that, something was wrong. And he's like just running back and forth, doesn't know what to do, just, when you get nervous and something happens. You see all these stories long ago, usually, when they showed the moms were having a baby and the father's like running around with his head cut off. Kind of, that's how my first husband was when you had to deal with things. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just the way it was. And my brother-in-law got right to it, and said, get ready, just bring her to the hospital. And he tells my mom to call the doctor. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should call and not go to the hospital. No, go. And I think for a little minute there, my brother-in-law was thinking he didn't want anything to happen to home. So anyhow, my mom called, and by the time I was just grabbing it, well, I wasn't grabbing it, but both of them were grabbing what a coat. It was it was winter. It was cold that day, I do remember. Maybe raining. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So anyhow, I, of course, like any woman, probably was saying, oh my God, I hope I'm not losing this baby. And I think I was between 2 and 3 months pregnant. And beautiful pregnancy, nothing wrong, everything nice. I was young and all. And so the doctor's place, the doctor called back and said, go to the hospital. And we were already walking out the door. So we went to the hospital, and then you go, you had to go to emergency, and you go to labor and delivery. And then my doctor was already there. I found out later he lives almost a street over, a few streets over from me. But anyhow, so he's there, and I don't remember what he did, because literally when I got there, my brain was like shut down. I was so scared that I was going to lose a baby. And I remember him saying that, you're having a miscarriage. Like, right now I'm having it. Not like people have a miscarriage, they have some cramping or a little spotting, and then they check your, whatever those levels are. Too long ago, I can't remember all this stuff anymore. I don't want to remember it either. But anyhow, and it's like, oh my gosh. But, he didn't do an ultrasound, which years later I thought, sometimes women do have bleeding and the baby survives. He didn't do an ultrasound. And I don't know how many years, I'm going to say maybe 10 years ago, I started thinking of that. And it bothers me to this day, because how do we know that that baby wouldn't have survived? Any gynecologists out there who could tell me? I don't know. I feel guilt because, I always advocate. And I didn't. But I was just so, so scared. So then the nurse said she had I think they gave me an IV, and then she was going to piggyback some Valium, and he said, oh no, she doesn't need it. She has a high threshold for pain. And I'm thinking, oh no, man, I'm already in so much pain. This is probably going to get worse. I'm like, no, please give me some. He said, no. Remember when you have babies and I offer you stuff and then you don't take it? So you won't need it. You've delivered babies you won't need it now. And actually, I love this doctor, but I don't know. He must have been having a bad day when I'm retelling the story. So anyhow, it was on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. So anyhow, it just got worse and worse, and I assume he must have given me like Pitocin, but maybe not. Maybe it was just happening. But it was the most horrifying, worse than any labor I've had, and I pretty much almost all my labor and deliveries were medicine free. No epidural, nothing. It was horrifying. I literally felt like I was passing out time and time again. And I said, please give me something. He says, it won't take long. I don't know. It was horrible. It was just horrible, mentally and emotionally and physically. Oh my God, I can still remember the pain. So every year, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, which should be a wonderful thing to celebrate, and it's a holy day of obligation, which means you're, as a Catholic, supposed to go to church. I always did. My first marriage, we went to church every Sunday, and every holiday, and every, day like this. And, it might be the second weekend of Advent, not necessarily the second Sunday. I don't remember. But anyhow, so then that was it, and I'm assuming he gave me something to help, after you're a baby, naturally your body is, getting healing. But I assume, I don't know, I had other miscarriages after, but this one I'm trying to think. I assume they gave me something. I don't know what they give, but they must have. I don't know what happened, but I remember when I came home, oh my God, the pain was unbearable. It's like I had delivered a baby, but a million times worse. So I went and lay down, and then I thought I would tell my children, because sadly we had just told them, and we had just told everyone that I was pregnant. We thought, it was around Christmas time. Oh, yeah, now I remember it was around Christmas time. So what baby could that have been? I have to think a minute here. See how it still gets me emotional? What baby would that have been? I can think of which of my children. Baby didn't make it, so obviously. But I was just trying to get an idea of, what pregnancy doesn't matter. So anyhow, I felt like total crap. The pain was awful. He gave me some kind of pain pills. I didn't want to take them, but I took them. I took Motrin. Oh man, I took everything. And I'm not one. I mean, almost all my life, until you get older, you got to take things. But I didn't take stuff. My mom did everything natural. She didn't even have any medicine in the house. She didn't go to the doctor till she was 79 years old. She was lucky. But anyhow, so the next day, I think, there was, in the kids' Sunday school where they went, they were putting on the, the thing they do. In our Catholic church, they do it on Christmas Eve, when they have not a parade, you walk in and there's Mary and Joseph, and then they're walking and she's holding a doll. Or sometimes people in the other church that we went for Sunday school, if someone had a baby, they would offer the baby to be able to be put in the creche, I think it's called. The thing in the stable. I think it's called a creche. No, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter right now. So anyhow, so they were going to be in a play. That's what it was, a play. My kids. Oh yeah, so this must have been would have been my 4th pregnancy, I think. Yeah, let's just say I think that's correct. So anyhow, we were going to go that day, right? Oh yeah, back to my kids. So then, I told them that, because they were all, what happened, Mommy? What happened? And I just told them that, how it's a season of Jesus right now, and we're preparing for his birth and all. I said, well, Jesus decided that our baby would be with him in heaven now. And it hurt so much. They were all crying, and they all hugged me. And I had 3 boys at that point, and they were all just so sweet and kind and loved me so much. And God, it just hurt. So anyhow, we're going the next day, and my friend called me up, and she says, because I had called and told her what happened, she says, I'm coming to pick you up. You are not going to that thing. It's too much for you. You shouldn't watch that. They're going to show the baby Jesus, and they're walking up to the thing, and it's a whole play. I said, so I have to go for my kid. She says, no. Because originally, she had talked me into staying home, because I won't do the TMI, but there was a lot of TMI going on, and the pain was terrible. So, she says, no, you're not staying home alone. I don't want you to stay home alone. She says, I want you to come over here. I will pick you up, and I will feed you and take care of you. I says, no, I can't. I have to go. So I went. And, of course, since everyone kind of just found out, the people that heard through the grapevine are all coming up and congratulating me on my pregnancy. So, the moral of the story is, just don't tell anyone you're pregnant until, actually you can never tell, right? Things can happen at the last minute, even at delivery. Sorry to be a gloomy doomy, but really, I don't know. That's why people wait. But, we waited a while, and, well, God had other plans. So, it always hurts when this day comes, and I always remember that baby and wonder who that baby would have been. And if I did the math ahead of time, I could figure, the baby would be this age, what would the baby be doing, or the human being, the adult or teenager, whatever age the baby would be now. But God bless all of you, too, that had to go through horrible miscarriages or, losses of babies. That's all wrong. Your child should not go before you. But that was horrible. And during that, that season, Christmas season. So that is today for me. A day that's hard to get through, but I get through it, and I've got through it, and I will get through it. I would usually go and maybe go to to buy some cookies, and I would share with my son, or ice cream, because our freezer still doesn't work, the freezer part of the fridge. Maybe get a small thing of ice cream, and we'd have to eat it all up because there's nowhere to put it, or something. But without a car, can't do that either. So still didn't get that puzzle at the Dollar Tree, and I should have, because now we can't get there. But anyhow, if you can just think of me and keep me in your thoughts and prayers, because it's just a hard day. Yeah, it has to be around the 2nd week of Advent, I think, because the 9th today is a Monday. It's not even a Sunday. I don't know. If you want to look it up, you can. I looked at it, and I swore it said the second Sunday. It must be the second week of Advent. Yeah, I don't know. That's not important, but anyhow. So it's going to be a kind of hard day for me, and I have tears in my eyes right now, which is good because I usually don't even have tears because of my illness I have. But yeah, it's a sad day. It is what it is, and, you know, what can you do? Nothing. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed my renditions of those songs, especially the German one, the English one. I was looking at the words because there are different words. There's different versions, I guess. And I put the sound off so, you know, it wouldn't go on there. And I was trying to follow and it was going too fast because I couldn't see. So I should have wrote it out and done it that way. But because, you know, I'm in this mindset right now remembering that sad day, I couldn't think that way. Plus I got to do stuff and figure how I'm going to get it done. And, you know, anyhow, so the ending is, if you're still here, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, press like, comment. Come on, people, can you just comment, just say hi? Is it really that hard to do? Anyhow, share our channel, share our GoFundMe, be kind to people you don't know what they're going through, pay it forward if you can, and be the reason someone smiles today. So thank you if you got this far. Hugs to all of you, and I'm sorry about if the songs are bad, but no, I'm not going to apologize. You know what? I did my best, and that's all we can do in life. So for now, bye. And we will just wait for this thing till it decides that it's ready.